Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 65 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War, and in today's episode, I am stuck in the middle of my Lidos phase as I am just about to approach dealing with Julius and Ishtar, a wild combo of units, to be sure. I don't think this Lophrian has a hope in any kind of way to defeat Lester here. He did hit, though. I think the hardest chapter in this game is this chapter. I do not think that the next chapter is hard. Remotely speaking, there's probably a lot of people who would say that's kind of a little bit of a silly misstep, I guess. I sort of want to just send Chalphy up to bonk. Yeah, so Chalphy can't do anything about Julius, but I would like to make it so that Chalphy is able to deal with Ishtar. That is not at all who I wanted to heal. And an easy KO for Dermot. Don't even need the crit, but I most definitely appreciate it. I really just love the way these weapons work in this game. 92 KOs. I was not aware that it was that close. Arthur. Alright, so see, the thing about Julius is he covers all of Ishtar's range. You just kind of have to swoop in and fight her on your own terms rather than trying to deal with both of them, because though there are ways to KO Julius, those ways require crits, and they require very strong units, to say the least. Just make sure that everybody's out of the range of Julius, but ready to swoop in next turn and begin the onslaught against that castle. Johan actually wouldn't mind dealing with you and then going and fighting off the bandit. Typically, I actually send Finn to do this, but no need. Perfect. I'll be able to grab these two villages over the next couple of turns. I also need to prepare for seizing my Lidos. Is everything all right, Eltana? You look rather weary.
Oh, Leaf. No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Well, if you say so. Listen, Eltana, don't be afraid to ask for my help. If you ever need anything, I'll gladly do all I can.
Thanks, Leaf. Or actually, I was thinking of Ariane.
I thought as much. Is it true that someone came to spirit him away after we brought him down?
It is, and from what I hear, that someone was Prince Julius.
The Emperor's crown prince himself, but why? Why in the world would he do that?
Perhaps he's trying to win himself a new ally by appealing to Ariane.
That makes sense, and I suppose it means we'll be crossing blades with Thracia's Draconites again.
I'm afraid so. So long as this war continues.
To be honest, Altena, I believe this is actually good news.
Huh? How so?
Think about it. So long as Ariane is still alive, there is still hope that we can help him. Never give up, Eltena. So long as we keep moving forward, surely everything will be fine in the end.
Thank you, Leaf. I think I'm feeling better already.
Oh, thank the Blankers. I couldn't bear knowing that my sister was in such grief. I'm here for you, Eltena. All I want is to ensure your happiness, and I'll do whatever it takes to help you. She gets a luck +1 from that. I actually think I'm missing several interesting conversations. Oifi and Selef? No, not quite yet, but Careprey is going to eventually have a conversation with Altena. Where is Oifi? Is that out of the range? It is. So actually, I could do this conversation right now. Look, sire, the territory of Chalphy awaits us just across the Mylita Strait. Chalphy, my father's fatherland. I can only imagine all the memories you must have of it, Oifi. Of course. I don't think there's a single corner of Chalphy which I don't recall fondly. Lord Sigurd and Lady Ethlyn, Noish, Alec, and all of my other peers among the young knights of Chalphy. Every last face, there was a friendly one. I can only imagine, Oifi. I've never so much as set foot in Chalphy, have I? Indeed, sire. You were born in Augustria, and raised in Celeste and Isaac. Come to think of it, sire, you've never been anywhere near Granvale till now. Quite the sorry excuse for a Prince of Granvale I make, wouldn't you say? It almost feels as if I've tricked the world. I know, sire, but I pray you understand, this is the will of your citizens, all long abused and stripped of power by the Empire. They've endured decades of suffering beyond compare at the Empire's hands, all in the hope of, one day, seeing the coming of their savior. The savior? Do they believe it to be me? They do. The common folk have long prayed for the second coming of the hero Sigurd. The folklore claims he comes once more in the form of a legendary child whom Sigurd begat with Empress Deidre. A legendary child? It's terrifying to know that people have taken to seeing me as some sort of god, Oifi. Think of it as a product of the sheer brutality of the Empire's regime, sire. Look around you. We stand in a realm where children are snatched from their parents in droves, and all who resist are put to slaughter. No mere man could ever wreak such madness. A great evil lurks behind it all. Say, Oifi, I've been hearing tales that Emperor Arvis is the Dark God himself. Where do you stand? I've heard the same from countless others in our travels, sire, but I doubt it. Then who could it be? Manfroy, perhaps? Sire, whoever he may be, the Dark God's return is fast approaching. We must hurry. Your people have come to revere you as a crusader destined to save them. The time to heed their call is upon us. HP +3 for Oifi. That's actually pretty decent, especially because Oifi is kind of lacking in the ability to deal with endgame threats. You and you. Staff recover. Or physic. Oh, you know what? Johan wouldn't mind the healing. I don't think he's at all in any kind of danger with the single bandit he's going to face for the rest of this chapter, but he would appreciate it nonetheless. All right. Time to move in my 2 flyers and get them ready to swoop in after I deal with Ishtar and Julius. Alright, so options, animations on, and the end of my turn has arrived. My Lidos phase is here. And next turn, I should be able to capably deal with Julius and Ishtar. So you only actually have to KO one of the two. You do not have to fight them both. This is very important because fighting them both, especially at the same time, is basically a death sentence. You can't really do it. I mean, sure, there's probably ways, especially with dancing and so on and so forth, involved, but it's still not something that I would particularly do or recommend.
A terrifying man, that Prince Julius is. Just a single glance into those eyes of his and you're gone. You lose yourself. So many of my friends and others my age have all left for Bahala to serve him. I've heard nothing from any of them since.
What a shame. And here we go. The Brave Axe. Very nice, Johan. Very nice. I love this unit. I really do. There's plenty of people who would probably say he's not really all that great, grand scheme of things, compared to many of the other units in this game, but I disagree. If you train him right and you use him properly, I think he's a very viable unit. All right. Right there. Leaf. And a dance for the viewer's pleasure, I suppose. I don't really think that this animation is anything other than cutesy. But doesn't matter because I am about to go face Mjolnir. Yeah, I am remembering why I kind of thought that dancing for Nana would be a good idea. Giving extra hit to Seliph is probably good. If I don't succeed here, I'm probably going to have to do that.
It seems as if this game shall be mine, Lord Julius.
Ooh, double miss. Ooh, and he doesn't even he doesn't double her? What in the absolute world is going on? So she has 30 minus 10. So she actually, or 40 minus 10. So she has 30 speed. If she had, oh man, if she had pursuit, she would have just doubled Seliph. That's crazy. That's actually kind of crazy. I want to say none of my other units would pose a significant enough threat. I'm going to have to reset for this. All right. I guess I could try Leaf and then... I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about this, honestly. I think I will go ahead and attack Julius, just because it could... Well, no, I need to change the RNG first. So, first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and attack with Lester versus you. So I can change the RNG. Very nice, very nice. Lester gets a level. Is this cap? No, not quite. But the dude's absolutely insane. 28 strength and 28 speed. Absolutely insane. Alright, so this is a bit of a fool's errand. The issue is that Julius has a cost. Lopter weighs 12, so he only has 15 attack speed. I don't think he can accost Arthur. If he does, I'm going to have to reset this as well.
Look, Ishtar, victory is mine.
Yeah, absolutely no damage. An adept proc, very nice. And you get to see Loptor. Not a very impressive tome. I actually think both the Lopter and Naga tomes look kind of abysmal. Is Arthur really not going to crit? Four misses. 4. Alright. Let's see if Sigurd can fare any better. And he did.
Why?
All he needed was a single crit. I really do appreciate the magic.
You've lost, have you? We leave at once.
And then they just teleport out of here. Which is good, let me tell you. It's very good. In fact, the only reason why I decided I was going to show off the combat of like Julius and whatnot was just because I thought it would be interesting. Really nothing more. And physic. I think he just has a Jormungandr. I can actually reach one of the Fenrirs, which would be great. The only problem is I'm not KOing. Ooh, Eltenna adepted. Very nice. So that's exactly what she needed. She needed an adept proct in order to finish him off. And that's actually pretty darn perfect. And I'll heal up Arthur because I, of course, have a men's staff on wings. Perfect. I should probably turn off the animations. So the reason why I'm going to turn off, well, I guess it would be kind of cool to see Fenrir in a map animation, or in the actual combat animation rather than a map animation. So I guess I'll leave it be for a moment. But I will be turning it back off because there are a lot, I do mean a lot, of enemies I'm going to be dealing with over the next couple of turns. A single HP. I don't think this is useful even in the slightest. And is Seliph yet at cap? Okay, he's got one more level to go. It would be nice to get some more speed. He actually has 20 resistance right now with the +5, which is insanely good. If you remember Tyrfing, he is getting his father's blade back, and that gives +20 magical resistance. So he's going to have 40 magic resistance with that weapon, which virtually means that he's unkillable to anybody who uses magical attacks. It's kind of insane how powerful the Tyrfing is. It's one of my favorite, I want to say, preferential weapons in the series, just because I'm a big fan of resistance on the Lord units. There's a lot of reasons why that is. Mostly it has to do with the fact that magic is, of course, the most powerful way to deal with your units, and the most powerful way to deal with most enemy units as well. And with that in mind, having high resistance just means your Lord unit isn't as susceptible to it. None of you come even close to being strong enough to fight the Prince Julius. I hate to say it, but sometimes you need to make sacrifices if you want to keep going. No sacrifice needed, buddy. I guess I could move Johann. Maybe even dance for him. And off you go. All right. So, Self doesn't need this KO. I think I'm going to give it to someone else. Arthur really doesn't need it either. Lester and Dermot wouldn't mind the KOs of both of these units, so I think I'm going to do just that. Perfect. And Brave Bow. You've been cursed with such a poor fate. You did hit, but I don't think that's going to matter all that much, Zegem. Archbishop Manfroy, please, forgive me. The rest of my units can get over here and wait. I think it's actually for the better that I prep with a turn before I go ahead and move forward. So that's what I'll do. I halfway am of the opinion to just send Lana back. I don't know if she's gonna be useful anymore, but I don't know. Maybe it's for the best just to keep her around. Alright, and my turn. So one of the reasons why I want to do this preparations is just because of key positioning for both Eltenna and Fee, as well as the rest of my units too. Just so I can make sure that everybody is kind of getting into the fray and being able to be useful over the next couple of turns. No healing needed. And I think this will be the last turn. Now I can go ahead and seize.
Looks like we're too late, Seliph. The kids are already gone. I'm guessing they're well on their way to Granville.
Blast. Not again.
I hate to admit it, but I doubt we could have gotten here soon enough either way. Now, then it sounds like they are just finishing up repairs on the Myleta Strait Bridge. Ready to move in on Chalphy?
Chalphy, my father's homeland.
So it is. I'm betting the citizens there will be even happier to see you than usual. Let's not let them wait any longer.
Indeed. Everyone move out. Onward to Chalphy. Alright, so I'm going to warn you. In this chapter and on this castle, there is a game-breaking glitch that can just utterly ruin the rest of your game. Now, if you do multiple save files like I do, it's not really that big a deal.
because you can make sure something like this does not happen. However, what I am going to tell you is that if you happen to fight this boss, do not fight this boss with Seliph. And if you do fight him with Seliph, do not seize on the same turn that you fight him. Because if Seliph has movement that he can move after he fights the boss, and you seize the castle with Seliph after fighting the boss with Seliph, what will happen is a child-like unit kind of thing, like a civilian, will come out of the castle and appear randomly in one of the corners of the map, and will basically be Seliph. Seliph will also no longer be able to be used, and in the next chapter, you will uncover some pretty severe game-breaking bugs that are even worse than that. I think I'll move you here. Dance. Seliph doesn't really need the Brave Sword repaired, but I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt. Well, what's it matter? It's actually kind of funny seeing the Javelin have a single use taken out of it. And of course, I'm going to enter here to repair a couple of things. I think just the rescue is fine. I think everything else is not really needful to be repaired. And with that, it is the end of my turn. Chalphy Castle.
Bishop Pelmark, your grace. I need you to escort these children to safety.
Come again? Are you setting them free?
Indeed. More of Julius' minions from Valhalla will be here at any moment. You need to move, and quickly.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you so much.
I also wish to entrust you with this.
Hold on a moment. Isn't this...
Once, long ago, you were a confidant to Sigurd, were you not? You already know what you must do.
Yes, sire.
Now go, protect the children with your life.
Father.
Julia, I beg your forgiveness for all the misery I've wrought. You must hate me so.
That's not true. It doesn't matter what happened, Father. Not even for a moment have I hated you. To me, you've always been one of the kindest men I've ever known.
No, I am a fool. I've been a fool from the outset all this time. I've been Manfroy's puppet. When I finally saw the strings he was pulling, it was too late. I was powerless to do a thing. I had already given the Empire to Julius, the embodiment of Lopter, the Dark God. He took the love of my life from me, and you are next.
Mother sacrificed herself for me. She gave the last of her strength to ensure I made it as far away from Julius as possible. I think the trauma must have wiped my memory, and if Lewin hadn't found me... But just knowing that Julius did that to his own mother, now I remember. I almost wish I didn't. It hurt so much.
Oh, Julia, we have so much more to talk about. I wish we could, but time is short. You are in grave danger so long as you stay here. Run. Run with Bishop Pelmark, please.
Tisk. I think not, Arvis. The only place Lady Julia is going is back with me to Veltomer. Now, I do believe His Imperial Majesty should keep to Prince Julius's orders. That is, unless you want your dear daughter to meet the axe.
How dare you, Manfroy? You address your Emperor. How dare you seek to use my daughter as a common bargaining chip?
So you still feebly cling to your titles and thrones, do you? Your time is long past, Arvis. You and this world now belong to Prince Julius. Unless you wish to know pain beyond the ken of mortal men, still your tongue and obey your new liege without question. It is almost a pity your heroics are for naught. Every last child you freed shall be a festering corpse before this day is done. Father.
Julia, I am so sorry. Julius' thugs are too powerful. I cannot protect you. All I can do now is give you this. This circlet once belonged to Deidre. This. Only it could possibly save you now.
Enough. We leave at once, Julia. Father, no.
Come along, children, hurry.
But there's nowhere for us to go, sir. The dark priests are right behind us. We're gonna die, aren't we?
Be at peace. All will be well. Lord Seliph will be here at any moment to rescue us. Have faith in the Crusaders, my children. All right, and so begins the march to Chalphy, and the final fight with Emperor Arvis. Luckily, and also unluckily, depending on how you look at it, he doesn't find himself warping out of this situation, like Hilda did before him, and Julius and Ishtar continuously do throughout this game. This is a final fight for him. And when he is gone, he shall be gone. Dermot, take this fool out. The Rutenritter. Perfect. Alright, so I think there are a couple of staff units that I might have to worry about over here. Other than that, I think everybody else is pretty much easy pickings for somebody like Forsetti bearing Arthur. And one of the reasons why I had Altena and Fee positioned where they are is so that they can intercept these dark mages as soon as possible. They don't really need to intercept them, but it is valuable. I want to thank you for joining me, though. It is the end of this episode. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform of choice. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.